Good afternoon. It's Wednesday. It's 3 o'clock here in Montreal, and we're live. Let me know where you're watching from. Give a little thumbs up to the stream. Share it around. Spread it around. Let people know that it's happening. I have a very special musical guest here. It's going to be joining in a little while. I'm just going to play one song before we get into that, though. But yes, this is a new-ish one, and it's called Eyes Receding. Words carved out of stone, her eyes receding. As long as I can hear a voice, distracts them too. Pictures of a time, is that misleading? Hunched up shoulders over a rolled up sleeve. Once in a while I get out and blaze with feeling. Better to call it not at all. This time still picturing a time short of feelings. Said I should only own this moment. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Take it Words carved out of stone, her eyes receding. Said I should only hold this moment now. That's Eyes Receding. A new track, new for me. It's about 7 years old, I guess. We are going to bring in our very special guests today. We've had a long involved setup, but I think we're ready to go now. It's the wonderful EK duo or EK duo. We're going to find out live from upstate New York. Folks, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. You're live. Can you hit that old unmute button? We'll get there. I promise. There we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for having us.
How are you doing?
Thanks so much for having us. We're in the Catskill Mountains on a beautiful day.
Amazing. I think, could you hit the original sound off button as well? I think I'm hearing myself coming back through there.
That's because you're coming through the microphone.
That was off. He wants to chat first.
There we go. Okay. Little by little. It's been a long involved setup, but we got there. We finally got there. It's so nice. It's so nice to have you both back with us, Thom and Rachael, up in the Catskills. I believe the place is called Art Farm
Yeah,
Studios?
Art Farm Recording.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's about, let's see, an hour from Bard College, hour from Albany, hour and a half from the city. It's just absolutely idyllic. The stars here are so clear at night. We were enjoying those last night. And on quiet nights, it's been windy this spring, but on quiet nights, we can actually hear this beautiful little river down in the valley from up here, about half a mile down the hill. It's so stunning. Yeah.
Living the musical dream.
Yeah. wait till they get chickens and goats. That's coming up next.
Oh, yeah? musical goats and musical chickens. It is so nice to see. I mean, like, we've been so hectic just trying to get all of the technical stuff set up that we barely even said hello. But I think this must be the first time that I've seen you, Rachael, since 2000 and 11 or 12, yeah, back in
Yeah, the
Halifax.
internet projects we've done,
Yeah, yeah.
sending files back and forth.
We've kept busy, but because you used to play with a project called Clogs, and we shared a bill at the Halifax Jazz Festival at St. Matthew's Church, this beautiful church in downtown Halifax, and it was like such an honor for me because like I was such a big fan of your project beforehand, and yeah, and I remember we were sending some messages back and forth before the show, and you guys needed a place to rehearse because I guess Cheryl Worden was in town as well, and you wanted to kind of work on some things together. So you came and rehearsed in my house, and I remember just like sitting in the kitchen, like listening to this music coming from the front room, that like and just feeling like, what's going on? This is like some surreal like different world that I'm living in, where this music that I love is being made in my front room. It was magic, and then
It was lovely. Yeah, so beautiful. When did you move down to Montreal?
so it's been 8 years now here in Montreal. So getting closer to the States, and I've seen Thom once or twice, I guess, like when in with some New York visits. So it's been a little more familiar. But yeah, it's so great, so great to have you here. So your new project, is it the EK duo or EK duo? How are you going about
Depends
the
what you want to search
pronunciation?
on the internet, really. we're calling it EK duo, Elliott, because I'm Kozumplik. Sorry, Thom. I'm 25 years malprogrammed, and I'm trying to rewrite it. It's not happening very quickly. Sorry. Kozumplik. Thomas Kozumplik, Rachael Elliott. So EK duo.
Beautiful, amazing. Well,
Yeah, and you mentioned Clogs. It's kind of thinking of Clogs reboot here happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can get behind
Threatening.
that.
Clogs is threatening.
Amazing. Well, would you like to play us a piece, seeing as you're here with us?
And the first piece we're going to play is by the main composer of Clogs, Bassoon.
Beautiful.
We're going to play To Bastion Point, which goes fairly seamlessly into In the Ocean. This is from a more recent, this was not originally a Clogs piece, from a 2017 suite of pieces called, oh, no, I'm sorry, I'm way off. 2009, I'm on the opera. It's from 2009, but it was not Clogs proper. It was a Shady Gully suite. So
Okay.
these are a series of pieces to do with the ocean, the landscape right around Malakuta, Australia, down in southeastern Victoria, sort of halfway between Sydney and Melbourne. Yeah, about halfway. And it's very rural, very beautiful, very wild, rocky. We went swimming there, and it's like you're scared to hit these rocks and the waves bump you. They're so sharp and craggy and rough. So
The beach is so clean and just
unbelievable.
gorgeous.
Cold ocean. So here's To Bastion Point,
Wonderful.
followed by In the Ocean.
And we can get different Thom to hit that original sound button before you begin to get the best sound possible.
Thank you, Thom Burnett, our partner in crime.
You're welcome.
And very special guest today.
All right. Shall we? In the ocean, mighty ocean, chaos, confusion, but it's all hallelujahs from now on. In the meantime, all the old folk playing hooky behind the bar. Evolution, 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 but it's all glorious from now. In the ocean, mighty sea, chaos, confusion, waves away, but it's all glorious, but it's all glorious, all glorious from
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Thom.
So that was two pieces back to back.
Yeah, to Bastion Point in the ocean. As I was playing that first one, I just had a conversation from yesterday pop into my head, which was Thom telling about one of his informative cymbal lessons, ride cymbal lessons with an amazing jazz mentor. And his first thing was mute the cymbal and just play quarter notes. And the guy stopped him constantly and said, no, it's got to swing. Those 4 quarter notes just have to swing. And I was like, that's what I'm trying to swing.
Before you add anything else, better swing.
Don't mean a thing. It don't mean a thing.
That's right.
Amazing. That was so beautiful. Just want to say for the folks watching back home, in their respective homes, I mean, I'm home, I guess. For everybody at their homes, this is a listener-supported endeavor, and there's a donation link in the video description on YouTube and Facebook. I've just posted it for those watching on Twitch, and 50% of the donations each week go to the guest artist, which this week is I put a "the" in front of it, is EK Duo. I feel like there's very intentionally not a "the" there. It's EK Duo.
Them.
Beautiful. Yeah, and it got me thinking your songs about the ocean there, because when we first met back in Halifax I can't keep it straight. It's 2012. I think it must have been 2012. But we also went up to Moncton together, a city about 2 hours west of Halifax, and it was the summer, Canadian summer, but we were like, we're going to take you swimming because you might not believe it. It is actually going to be warm. And we went swimming. We went swimming at night after the show in Moncton, and it was really warm because there's like a little stretch on the northern side of Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island's on the other side, and it's very sheltered, and it's the warmest water north of the Carolinas, I think. So, but yeah, that was a very special memory, that like late night swim.
And you can imagine that we placed a lot of trust in Tim, because here we are, the middle of the night, up in rural Canada, and he takes us to the beach in the dark. We didn't know if we were coming back. but
here you are. You made it.
We become fabulous friends. We played soccer in Brooklyn.
It's true. We played soccer in Brooklyn. I think I ate some huge burrito right before I played and thought I was just going to throw up everywhere. But yes, I'll have to come back and we'll have to have another game. So what do you have lined up for us next?
This is a piece by Thom. It's called Song of the Eldar. And that's all I know about it. Came from an album of maybe 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah, an album called Time Machine Music.
Oh, yes.
Our guest here today, who's helping us with video and audio, Thom Burnett, helped me produce the live show for that record. Are you going to be joining us, Thom? Or are you going to stay on? Okay, you're on.
Thom is busy.
He's got to press that button.
Thom Burnett is a fabulous pianist and wordsmith. So if you ever get a chance to hear him live, you should.
Would you do Thom Burnett? Would you do one? We got one little surprise up our sleeve.
Okay.
Yeah, but first we'll do Song of the Eldar.
Beautiful. And just to confirm that the button is checked, I hear it. We're good.
We're good.
Song of the Eldar.
Song of the Eldar. So that was one of Thom's compositions, right? From Loop.
Yeah, that particular interpretation was nothing like the because line 6 must be an electronic thing or something, but the delay is not expecting what it used to, so I just went with it and, you know.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Jacqueline's sending a lot of love for the bassoon from Nova Scotia. You're really putting the bass in the bassoon there.
Oh yeah,
Or the bass.
That's my favorite. That's my secret weapon. That's my pitchfork activizer pedal. I love it.
Do you want to just show us a little bit of that, actually?
$40,000 to spend on a contrabassoon, but I can. It's my
Yeah, just put an octave underneath there. Can you just give us a little demonstration of that with the of that pedal?
Yeah, we'll have to go on or whichever it is. So here's unadulterated first,
Yeah.
and then if I step on the octave. Getting it? Yeah. And then it's got a few other things. We don't do all these, but it's ridiculous.
People do.
You can do some funny intervals. You can mess with those knobs, Thom. That'll be easier. Tom's gonna play around, improvise something for me. I'm not hearing it at all. Are you hearing it?
I think
It's not coming through.
it might be muted,
Oh,
but
I know what it is. So it's I have a video. Let's do the normal first, and then Thom can have fun. I'm so.
He's got a volume pedal.
I just got a volume pedal, and even though it says on and off in red letters, really big, I still screw it up. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm just. Hey, Thom, get out of my way. Okay, so here's the unadulterated octave pedal on.
there we go.
That's fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
It is, yeah, oh yeah. There's videos, right? Go back to the octave. All right, what do we got next?
It is such a beautiful instrument. I think the show that we played together, like coincidentally, we also had a bassoon player, and I think that was the first show that we played with Devon, who was playing bassoon for that show. And then she was just became a fixture in the project. Since then, I don't think I really appreciated what an incredibly beautiful instrument the bassoon is.
Yeah.
It's magic. And you also on that subject, you played on one of my favorite pieces of, I don't know if we would call it contemporary classical music or what realm it fits into, but Michael Gordon's Rushes piece from I don't know, around 2015, 16, something around there.
Beautiful. 2012 was the piece, but yeah, we've toured it for the past 8 years or so. It's a gorgeous piece. Yeah, post-minimalist, or it's just minimalism. It's so gorgeous. 1 hour of 7 bassoons just doing these swells up and down and polyrhythms in and out. And so for us, it's a complicated and challenging play, but for the listener, it's like this vibe out kind of feel. We're waiting to do it in like a cafe in Amsterdam. We haven't nailed that yet, but that's where you're gonna be.
Let me know, or you need to bring it to Montreal. I would love to come and see that. But it's it has you almost think you're listening to electronic music. There's a kind of like these waves and pulses, and it's just hypnotic.
That's part of the acoustics of this instrument has incredible. And I got to work with a sound guy, a scientist who studies sound last year at BU, and actually got a few of the I'm gonna forget the names, the spectrographs for the acoustic spectrographs for different pitches. We went through a lot of the instrument, and so it has a very strong fundamental, octave, and fifth. Sometimes that 12th, the fifth above the octave, is the strongest, even stronger than the fundamental on some of the pitches.
Whoa.
And so, yeah, it's wild. So it's got that really, I think having that fifth in there is very open and eerie. And so when you layer a bunch of bassoons playing chromatically, it's insanity. The higher partials are
Eerie
crazy.
nightmare of parallel fifths.
What they tell you not to
We
do.
love our overtone series on the bassoon. It's great. Conical bore, double reed. It's so rich. Yeah.
It's magic.
But I mean, we're looking at a steel drum here and a kalimba, so I can't. I have no bragging.
You've got
rights.
everything.
And
that
my instrument's primitive, or
No. I'm incredibly rich, right? The madness of the high frequencies of this thing are unbelievable. Yeah. So I really don't have anything to brag about.
And what's sort of the next little bit? We kind of come in here and interrupted your little studio residency that you've been using to work on material. But like, what are the coming weeks and months have in store for EK Duo?
well, so we filmed a video yesterday.
Of the next piece.
Thom was our video director of a piece by gentleman named Gene Kushinsky.
Okay.
For bassoon. So this is one of the few pieces that we're doing that were actually written for bassoon and percussion, but we still don't play it like it is on the score because just anyway. That's what we were. So Rachel really wanted to capture a good video of this piece. So we did a performance video of that yesterday. So we'll be putting that out as well as trying to record some other pieces over the next few months. It's kind of what's become sort of our core repertoire so far, and also just building on that repertoire and trying to find things to move into next year. We're going to be pretty busy, I think, just doing some recording things and finishing up stuff that's been recorded and so forth. So I don't think there's a lot of live shows the next few months, but hopefully this summer we will be out on the road and we'll keep you updated on that.
Wonderful. And I've put a link in the video description. I'm going to post it here on Twitch as well, so anybody can go and find. It's I guess like an offshoot of the Clogs website. There's a little bit on EKGO on there, so people can
Low budget,
go and find.
easy.
Yeah. People can go find you.
I haven't had complaints from Bryce or Padma yet.
It's a new project for us, even though we've played together for
25
many years.
Okay.
I toured all over the place. Just doing this as a duo is a new thing for us. So it's exciting, and we're behind on the website, but
Bit by bit. The music's the most important bit.
What was the first 1998? That my first fall was it a Brahms? The thing we drove up together.
Yeah.
That was the first time we played together.
98.
Some sort of little gig in Connecticut. Thom drove me. I had a contrabassoon. I had no car.
You need a car with a contrabassoon.
Yeah. So this next piece,
what do we play?
oh, you want to Get It?
Sure.
This next piece is called Get It by the aforementioned Gene Kushinsky, based out in, I believe, Minnesota. I think he's a percussionist, faculty, wonderful performer, also composer, and he wrote it for himself and a bassoonist colleague out there, and it's been picked up. I think it was written, I want to say 2011, but I'm probably wrong about that too. It's been picked up by a lot of bassoonists. All of a sudden, I'm mentioning to colleagues I'm playing the Kushinsky Get It this year, and 4 other people I've spoken to said, "Oh, my percussion colleague and I are playing it this year." So, we're in good company, I think, among these other amazing bassoon and percussion. It's a thing. In case you didn't know, bassoon and percussion, it's a thing, and it's happening now.
About time.
All right, so Get It.
Get it.
Get It.
Get it?
Do we need to switch the audio?
I did it.
We did.
Did it? I got it.
Do I need this? Do I need this?
No.
Well, okay. Yeah, I can. whiskey.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Fun little piece.
Thanks again. This has been a lot of fun, Tim. Are we gonna hear some more music from you?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going here for anybody who's new here. I keep going, and I usually play a little bit after the guests, and I do this every Wednesday. And I'll be so delighted to have you back on here when there's more recordings coming and live performances and things like that. It would be really, really wonderful. And thanks so much to everybody who's tuning in. Thanks so much to Scott for the donation again. There's a donation link in the video description for anybody who wants to support the stream. I'll be in touch with the two of you for sure. We still have a little video collaboration that I have not finished yet and that I owe to finish up, that Padma still needs to do the video for, but I need to follow up with him on that. But the final little piece, a little reimagining of Tendrils that we performed together many years ago. It's been so nice to have you on here. And yeah, people can find your music in the link in the video description. But we will be in touch, and I'll be seeing you, I guess, when the time comes.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Very soon,
And
I'm sure. We're going to make it up to Montreal. We're going to do something, and I don't know. We'll find a way to get you down here too before too long.
That would be wonderful. And thanks to Thom as well on the extra video.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom. And thanks to everyone for tuning in and checking this out and listening next week to Tim's next segment.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Take care, everyone. So I'm going to keep going here. We've said goodbye to EK Duo from they're upstate New York right now. We do have another act coming up next week, which I'm pretty excited about. We're going to Germany, and we've got another duo, Jauzino, who are Kiko and Nico. What a combo. We had two Thoms today, Kiko and Nico next week. Kiko plays drums with the Knot Twist, and I'm absolutely intrigued to see how this is going to go down, because they have a duo. They have this big table of all kinds of like little musical robots that they use to perform with, and I think it's going to be perfect for this little world. So if you're not already, do subscribe. I do this every Wednesday. Follow if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitch, hit those notification bells, hit those thumbs ups and whatever. But I'm going to keep going now. I'm going to play a few more songs. This next one, I just realized as Thom and Rachael were finishing up there, the second album of mine, Go On, Thom plays on the final track on that. There's some steel drum and marimba on the last track on that record, and it's played by Thom, so I'm going to play that. This is Go On from the album of the same name. And if there's anything you want to hear, requests are open. You've heard enough of this now to make up your own mind and piece together. You chewed the horns of this off and left them as an offering in the culvert. Out your words and won't change them no matter what the fashion. Closed in your nouns and your verbs, the best attempts to lead you to distraction. So come on, don't tell me you would to know by now. Lost in your joys, your sands, is chewed out. Don't tell me you would to know by now. The west of it only cycled round. You've heard enough of this now. That's going from the second record. So for those of you who were tuning in last week, I'm sure you remember there was a very, very quick power cut. I was going on about how there was an ice storm, and it's like, oh, it's not really an ice storm. And there was a power cut. The power went out, immediately came back up, started the stream again. But then there was a power cut that lasted 4 days. There was, a crazy ice storm here in Montreal where there was freezing rain falling, and it kind of like, it lands on the trees and just encases everything in ice. And it's really, really beautiful. You look up at the tree and like the whole thing, it's just like it's been cast in glass. And but it's like deadly for the trees because there's so much weight on those trees, so the branches just snap off. And like 1.1 million people were without power for a while. It was crazy, and I didn't have power for 4 days, and it was quite frustrating to say the least. So I'm glad that it's back. You realize how much you appreciate, I don't know, cooking and warmth when you don't have power for a few days. Does everybody who's watching in Montreal, do they have power again? Did you regain the power? I hope so. I hope you did. I'm gonna play one for Rachael and Thom. They requested this. If you're watching on Twitch, there's a little button that you can go and press, and in the About section, and it will take you to a big old list of requests that you can choose from. I'm going to actually paste it in the YouTube chat as well, if anybody wants to see the list of songs that they can request from. How do we do this? We do it like this. I'm a pro. Many things all at the same time. Okay, there it is. Karen was out for 4 days and 4 nights. Yeah, it was stressful and tiring and tiresome, and I'm glad. Light. We have light again. But this is Tendrils that, there was a recorded version with Rachael and Thom, as well as Padma, viola player, and Ben, who's playing guitar, that we recorded at St. Matthew's Church in Halifax way back in 2012. Blocking all the holes, hiding inside walls, decided to go. A calm silence, don't pick apart its source, make it up or just put it aside. Don't find us waking upside down. Find your sense of holding, you watch it unfold. Phrase tendrils creeping for a hold. The steely grey glow of your eyes. But by night I'm silenced and still. Can you make yourself feel unkind? You cry out, oh, when you see that we all have come freely alone. And no rightness been misinterpret words, deflect us from the side of you, drenched and afraid. Fight in the sourness that pulls around the brain. It's an offering an offering again, sealed inside each verse, up above my words. You ascend, I'm sure that's as true as any, for the times I had tried but didn't make the connections, and I'm left to feel. If I was you, I'd lie. 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 Oh, judgment, picking apart your eyes, fooled by a scope and pulled as rope. Oh, judgment picks apart your eyes. We barely are truthful to us. That's Tendrils for Thom and Rachael, who looks like Thom is watching. So yeah, if you want to request anything from, if you want to ask anything of Thom, you can request things of me. You can ask things of Thom. Then go crazy. On the subject of the of Go On, I remember also being at Thom's apartment in New York, and we were also exploring the track All It Was. I might as well play that one as well, seeing as it's relevant. But Thom didn't end up playing on that record, but while we were there, I heard a car kind of like screeching past, and it made me think of like, at first I was like, is that something that I'm hearing here? And then it made me think of like this really high violin tone, and so there's violin on the recording, and that happened because of like that little bit of inspiration at your apartment, Thom, in New York. Obviously, there's no violin in the room, so we're not going to hear that right now. But I'm going to play All It Was next. I'm going to be going up to Ontario tomorrow. Got some shows happening. Sunday, I'm going to be in Toronto. We're going to do 2 shows, a 3 p.m. show and an 8 p.m. show, along with Justin Carras, who's a wonderful harpist. Also going to be playing in Kitchener on Friday and Guelph on Saturday, and links to those shows are in the video description. And thanks so much to Jacqueline for the donation. Thanks, Jackie. Again, there's a link in the video description if anybody wants to support. This is All It Was from the last record.
Seamless down to the core, it was the only way to look for a course. Seen sideways, you know it was the making up of the story. Paradise, that was all it was. Send a call out for a place in the soil. Eyes glaze over, sliding the stone back on where a ghost should be tiring me while you can, son. That was all it was. It was all it was. Is that all it was? It was all it was. As tired and couldn't find this, could between your rules cling to virtue. Or you could not believe that you rule that if you're caught to where we move next to find you, calling it on and 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 on. Is that all it was? It was all it was.
All it was. Brought to you by me and Tom's apartment and the sound of Brooklyn screeching. Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple more here. I'm gonna save Riverman to next week so I can run it a couple of times beforehand. But I'll have a go at Into White, and also I want to play something from the first REM album, Murmur, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, and apparently it turned 40 today. I just found this out today, and I haven't had a lot of time to prepare, so this might be a little, what's the word? Thrown together. It is a little thrown together, but hopefully it'll be nice. We'll find out. I'm going to do Perfect Circle from that first record. Something I really love about that record is the interplay of all the instruments and how REM in those early days were really... It really was a band where all of the elements contributed so much, and you kind of try and strip everything away and it doesn't necessarily work. So I've always struggled to find ways to play those first REM songs on just the guitar. But I'm going to have a go. So this is a Perfect Circle. Let's see how this works.
Your head down and get to here. 11 gallons and your sleep. Shallow figure, winner's pay. 11 shadows way out of place. Just high in the room.
Thrown together, I told you.
Heaven assumes shoulders high in the moon. Heaven assumes shoulders high in the world. And pull your dress on and stay real close. Who might leave you where I left off? A perfect circle of acquaintances and friends. Drink another corner phrase. Standing too soon, shoulders high in the world. Heaven assumes shoulders high in the room. Standing too soon, shoulders high in the world. Heaven assumes shoulders high in the room. Try to win and secure needs and speak out sometimes and try to win. Standing too soon, shoulders high in the room. Standing too soon, shoulders high in the room. Standing too soon, shoulders high in the room. Standing too soon, shoulders high in the room.
Perfect Circle, REM. Okay, I'm going to finish off with that Cat Stevens song. As I say, next week we've got Jauzino from Munich joining us from Munich with their robots, real live robots. Are they alive? I don't know. They have feelings. They certainly have feelings. And then I'll have a crack at Riverman for next week for Anna. Again, you can support the stream if you want to. There's a link in the video description on YouTube and Facebook where you can support by PayPal, Interac, or credit card. Just if you're doing the PayPal or credit card thing, it will ask you for a username. That is just something to identify you to me. You don't have to set up any accounts or anything. Just don't put any spaces in it. That's the key thing. The key thing. No spaces. Yeah, so going to finish off with this Cat Stevens song from me mum, and we'll be back next week. Let's see if I can remember it.
Build my house from barley rice, green pepper walls and water ice, tables of paper wood, windows of light, with everything empty into I. A simple garden with acres of sky, a ground-head dog mouse if one drop by. Hello, Delaney would sleep well at night, with everything empty into I. A sad blue-eyed drummer rehearses outside, a black spider dancing on top of his eye. Red-legged chicken stands ready to strike, with everything empty into I. Barley rice, green pepper walls and water ice, with everything empty into I.
That's Into White from me mum. Okay, just checking that there's nothing that I missed here, because I always make a bunch of notes and then forget to check them afterwards. But if there is no more, I'll be in Ontario Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come out to a show if you want to, and we're gonna be back next week with the wonderful Jauzino from Munich. For anybody who's watching in the northeast of England, I know there's a few northeasterners there. Nev Clay and Yakadoon, who was our guest a couple of weeks ago, are going to be playing at the Ship Isis in Sunderland. So get your bums over there. I forget which date it is. Look it up. Thanks again to Rachael and Thom for joining us. Go and check out their music. The link's in the bio. And then it's there as well for people watching on Twitch. And yeah. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.